Well, we had a little backstage drama here. Yes, welcome to Divorce Court 27 Live. Everything goes on in the background at a live show that goes on at a live show. Sometimes paperwork is not where it's supposed to be, but this is a courtroom and the judge needs her documents. Welcome to How the Sausage is Made. We are here on YouTube Live and we are welcoming you to become our virtual jury. So, yes, I have my in studio jury, but you get to be a part of all the drama and the trauma of divorce court. You ready to roll? Let's do this.
Bring Corey up. Okay. Stand by, everyone. Stay set. Quiet all around. Coming to you, Corey, in 5, 4, 3.
Mrs. Williams says she thought she was hitching her wagon to a faithful, loving man, but ended up married to a hard-drinking cheater. Now she says the only thing that can turn this right around is the divorce court investigative team. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Williams v. Williams.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Williams and Mr. Williams. Welcome to Divorce Court, and thank you for trusting me with your relationship and your marriage. A marriage, quite frankly, that has a lot of stakes involved. And Mrs. Williams, I know that you take this very, very, very seriously. As I look over my case file, I know that you all have been together for 5 years. You've been married for 3 years. You have 3 children from a previous relationship, Mrs. Williams and Mr. Williams. You all have a child together, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a family that you all have been working on.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mrs. Williams, why are we in divorce court?
We're here today because my husband don't got time for me. He a alcoholic.
Uh-oh.
He a cheater. He lies about everything. The
Drinking,
son,
cheating, lying. You got the trifecta up in here.
it's horrible. I'm tired of it. I got the papers right here today, and if all this don't go in my favor, I'm done. I can't do it no more.
Well, see, it's supposed to be going in y'all's favor because we are supposed to be a marriage and a family. But according to you, Mrs. Williams, your husband has misused your trust. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Williams, you heard what your wife says. What do you say, sir?
I'm here today to prove to my wife that I'm faithful. I'm trying to save my marriage and tell her that I'm not cheating on her. And I took a lie detector test and I gave her my phone and everything just so we can get back on track. and do everything correctly.
So, you know, it's very interesting because it's rare that I have the occasion to talk to a couple who are at these crossroads. And then the couple says, we want to start all over. But one person says, I need to know the truth. I need to know if I'm building on a foundation. And the other person says, I'm telling you the truth. And when you petition this court, I take it seriously enough to have called in my investigative team to help me today. So you're correct. Not just a polygraph examination, but a data recovery examination also.
Yes.
So we are serious today about where this marriage goes. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Take me back, Mrs. Williams, to when it was roses and daisies and you first met.
And I'm smiling because it was roses and daisies then. But this funny, you ain't gonna be ready for this, but I met Kerry in his bed.
What you talking about, Willis?
I met him in his bed. So me and my cousin, pandemic, we having a ball. We doing us. We living life.
You having a ball during the pandemic. That's different. Okay.
Very different.
No, I don't want to know.
No, you don't. But my cousin, she called me one night and she said, well, I got this guy I want to go out with and he got a friend for you. So I'm like, okay. And you know, we from Detroit. So we from the west side, they from the east side. So I'm like, let's do something different. Let's go meet some east side guys. So we go to the east side, we go meet these guys and we get over, they can't take us nowhere. So we get over.
That's because we're in a pandemic.
So all we could do is, you know, have a little cocktail and a little pizza from the gas station because nothing wasn't open.
Right.
So we go and they end up pulling up at this house or whatever. So we pull up at this house and they don't got no furniture. It's a bed on the floor. We get there. So I'm mad at my cousin the whole time. But okay, she want to enjoy herself. She met a guy. He got a friend for me. Let's do what we gonna do. So we sitting there.
We're not gonna do what we're gonna do with a house with no furniture.
I mean,
and a bed on the floor.
Sometimes you
I'm
gotta
telling you right
you
now.
gotta do a little different to get somewhere. You know, you gotta
Okay.
change it up a little bit.
They have furniture in there.
So
Mr. Williams said, don't make it seem like it was that tacky.
Yeah,
So
they have furniture in there.
he ain't had no furniture at the house. So me and my cousin get there. Carrie wasn't there. So I'm sitting on the bed. I take my shoes off because you know it's summertime. You know how the pandemic was. So I'm sitting there. So Carrie walks in the door. So me and my cousin there with the two friends. So Carrie walks through the door and he started touching my feet and sucking my toes.
Was that the first time you
That's
met him?
the first time I met him. He got down on these feet. He liked feet. He liked feet. So he sucked my toes the first night.
And the rest is history.
He told me he wanted me to be his wife that night. I told him he ain't got to do all that. But we here now.
Well, you talk about shooting one shot in one fell swoop. Mr. Williams, what was so compelling about the now Mrs. Williams that you had to just go for the whole gusto?
When I came home, I wasn't expecting nobody to beat her. They called me 2 hours ago and he said, can you use my house? I told him, go ahead. And I was expecting them to be gone. So when I got there, she was just laid across my bed, too relaxed, too comfortable. For you to think that this not your bed, this not your room, you don't know who house this is. And she's proved, she tried to tell me it wasn't my house. I had to prove to her that it was.
So he sucked my toes to prove that it was his house?
To a closet. So I went into the closet, pulled out a stack of money, and I showed her this is my house. Then I put it back, and then I started talking to her. And then she had her feet out. I'm a feet man.
And that is what happens when feet are out.
I don't know.
Okay.
To me, if you got your feet out in my bed, you give me a chance. You shoot me a shot at me.
But I liked it though. I ain't gonna lie.
But
Right. We clearly know that because you all have been together for 5 years and married for 3. So you all start dating and then you decide you want to actually, quote, make it exclusive. Am I correct?
Correct.
So help me to understand how it went from those roses, daisies, and feet to red flags. What happened?
So the pandemic was over. You know, all the money stopped, all the good partying and drinking stopped. So we had to go back to work.
Honestly, I have to tell you, your pandemic was different than because the partying and drinking, I thought had stopped. The most I could do was play tennis because they only allow 4 people on the court. What are you talking about?
Our pandemic, I promise you, I had fun. I had fun.
and
I had
it was
fun.
different. I don't know. Detroit was different.
No, it's all the same. But I had fun in the pandemic. So it was now time for us to go back to work.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course, we had to find jobs. So it was time to go back to work. So all the drinking needs to stop.
Right.
So I like, Carrie, you need to lay off the drinking or whatever like that. Okay. He's saying okay every day. He going to the store. He not coming back with a bag, the liquor in his coat pocket. He hiding liquor from me. Like, why are you drinking? Why are you sneaking liquor in the house? Like, you too old for this. You don't have to sneak liquor in the house. I'm asking you to stop. And it was just too much drinking for me. I cut back. I'm not gonna say I.
Honor, she not being truthful. She telling you half of the story.
Well, I'm hearing your wife say that it became concerning. Is that correct?
Very concerning to where I'm asking my husband, what's going on? Are you feeling some type of way? What did I do to you? What's going on? I'm calling his mother and I love her. And she like, well, let me find out what's going on with Carrie. With his they got alcohol abuse in the family. So my mother-in-law is saying, well, let me get to it and figure out what's going on.
It was serious.
I'm thinking like my husband is going through something. I need to help my husband.
Let me turn to Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, Mrs. Williams seems to think that your drinking had got out of control during the pandemic and you were not able to control it afterwards. And that's her statement. But you say she's exaggerating.
Over-exaggerating for real.
Okay, you don't think your drinking was out of control?
My husband drink
No.
in the morning when he wake up. He drink at work, during lunch, after work, before he picked the baby up. I mean, it's just horrible.
Hold on 1 second, Miss.
It's horrible.
Hold on one second, Miss Williams. Mr. Williams,
Yes,
if
ma'am.
half of what she's saying is correct, you drink to excess. So why don't you tell me from your perspective what was
Well,
going
okay,
on?
everything she's saying to you is true. I do drink a lot, but it's not like how you say it is. I drink probably, I go get a pint, drink half of it, and go to sleep, and then I get ready to go to work, or I wake up, drink another half, and I go to work.
That's called an alcoholic.
If that's what you call an alcoholic, then I'm an alcoholic. But
Right.
I'm a functional alcoholic. I can tell to you, I can talk to you and do my
That's
job.
an excuse. That don't even make
Excuse
sense.
me, Mrs. Williams. Mr. Williams, I'm concerned
Because
that your behavior is self-medicating and it impacts on the rest of your life. I'm only paying attention to what your wife has said is your habit of drinking. When you wake up in the morning, before you go to sleep at night, at work, before you pick your child up. Those are the things that she said. I gave you the opportunity to tell me if she was exaggerating. You said she wasn't exaggerating. Can you see that that would be called excessive drinking?
no, ma'am.
You don't think there's a problem with it?
He don't think he got a problem, and it's crazy.
Mrs. Williams, how do you think that that has manifested itself? Because you say that he has sort of checked out of your
Did she
marriage.
tell you about her mouth, how she talked to you, how she talked to me?
But
about
that don't give you a reason to
That's
drink. It don't give you a reason to drink.
Can I understand what's going on? Let's
Because she
find
talked
out.
to me
Let's
so
find out what the issue is.
So rude. I just check out. I go in the basement, have me a little half a pint, and go to sleep on it. If I won't have to hear all that bull crap.
It done got so bad, so I done tried all kind of things. I done tried to put the spark back in the marriage, everything.
What's the spark back in the marriage? Tell me that.
The one time when I'm calling people like, what's going on? What do I do? Help me out. I'm calling people because I hang around older people. So they like, go buy some lingerie. I go buy some lingerie. I had to go to 3 stores because, you know, I'm on the plus side. So I go to buy some lingerie. I get there to buy some lingerie. I'm waiting on him to come in the house. He come in the house. I got the cover all pulled back. I'm getting there. He come in the room and laugh at me. He didn't treat me like Mike and Sheila. I feel like Sheila, and why did I get married? Like, this is just horrible. I'm embarrassing. I feel I'm a beautiful woman.
Right.
I shouldn't even be taking none of this that this man is giving to me.
Let me find out, Mrs. Williams, from Mr. Williams' perspective. Mrs. Williams felt disrespected. You tell me what was going on, Mr. Williams.
Because one day on Valentine's Day, I went and bought some lingerie. She cussed me out, told me to send it back. So when she came in with lingerie on, I laughed at her. I told her you should have came in with your birthday suit on.
He got it from Victoria's Secret. I can't fit none there. My secrets was all out, so I couldn't even fit it. So I don't even know. I don't even know why he talk. I don't even know why. I don't even know why he even bring that up. That don't even make sense. So he know I'm as over the size for Victoria's Secret. I told him where to go. If my husband buy me a gift, I say this what I want. Don't buy me nothing else. He gonna buy me a fake alligator purse one time. Who wears fake?
Well, sometimes people
It's the
think
I don't
that
want
they
it.
can-
I don't want it.
It's the thought
I
that
don't want it.
Well, wait a minute, you guys. I'm trying to determine what the issue is. Mr. Williams, your wife says that she dressed up for you in an effort to put the spark back into the marriage,
Mhm.
okay? Because clearly you all had a disconnect with your intimate life.
Mhm.
So now that she's trying to put the spark back, you already complained that you didn't like the way she spoke to you. You found it disrespectful at some point. So now I'm talking about this specific instance when she's trying to flirt with you and show you that she wants to be with you. Why did you reject her at that time?
Because somebody that cursed me out every day, talk to me retarded, I can't get up for that.
So in other words, you felt like if you disrespect me on a regular basis, the last thing I want to do is be intimate with you.
The last thing, I'd rather go be intimate with myself.
Mrs. Williams, have you ever heard your husband say it like that?
I have, but to my husband should know me more than anybody in the world because we talk, I talk, he talk, but he don't come with the whole truth. So when I feel like if I ask my husband to do something, do this for the kids by the time I get off work, this should be done, that should be that the house should look like this or whatever. When I get home from work and he don't have it done, I'm pissed off.
But wait a minute, do you know how to manifest that frustration or anger
I try
in a way
Nope.
that is not disrespectful to your spouse?
Probably not.
I need you to bring it down.
Okay.
Because we doing this and we need to do this sometime, okay? When you are talking to somebody that you purport to love, you don't use mean and foul language because words cut, okay? They cut. And then in the back of the other person's head, they are still hearing that nasty word. Now, you might be looking like the Queen of Sheba, okay? Gorgeous, ready, hitting it, pop, pop, pop. But back here, all he hears is those nasty words that you have been saying. Am I right, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
And so in order for y'all to get back together, the first thing you're going to have to do is learn to talk to each other in a respectful manner. That's the first thing. I'm not suggesting that's the only thing wrong in the marriage, but until you talk to each other and not at each other, you don't even have a foundation to build on. And that's a problem. So we start with communication is an issue. We top it off with the drinking. Sounds like it's out of hand. And you think it is, don't you, Mrs. Williams?
It's very out of hand.
It has turned into red flags for you with his quote, drinking buddies.
So, again, my husband drinks at work.
I don't understand that.
My husband drinks at work, you know. So one day I'm calling him. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I'm calling him while he on lunch break. I'm like, hey, what's going on? He like, nothing. I'm like, oh, okay, what you doing? He like, I'm in the car having a drink with this girl. So I said, hey, girl, how you doing? She quiet in the car. So what that mean when some woman quiet?
Oh,
She
so
don't
wait a
want
minute,
me
you
to know
don't
she
hold
there.
speakerphone?
You know the car answer on speakerphone. When you at work in the car or when you pull up in your car,
Right.
it's on speakerphone. So she heard me and I said, hey, what's going on? And she was, and she didn't even speak. I don't even remember her speaking. So hey, what's going on? He said, well, this is just my little friend, but I'm okay with my husband having friends because it's okay with me. So I said, well, why don't you come over to the house or whatever like that so I can meet you too.
Oh, I like
no.
that. That was smooth.
Because I like to entertain. I done tried all the meals off TikTok and waste all my money on all this stuff I done tried. You know, come over, we can have a couple of drinks at the house. Let me meet you because you important in my husband's life. I want to meet you. Like we can be friends or whatever.
Bravo, girl, bravo.
But invite her over like 3 or 4 times, Carrie. She ain't never came over. So what that mean? What that mean?
Mr. Williams?
Yes, I have invited her over before, but she always has something planned. She got a man. She always got something.
Her and her man could have came over.
Her and her man come over. Y'all can play spades. Y'all
I
can
always
with
asked
some
her. She
dominoes.
always said they had plans.
Huh?
I always said that she couldn't do it. She couldn't make it, or she had something to do.
Okay, so that's called plan a date night. Plan and your wife says she likes to entertain. If this is an innocent platonic relationship with a coworker, then all you need to do is say, let's everybody meet. See if we can kick it.
If I was doing something wrong, I wouldn't have told her I was in the car with anybody. I would say I'm in the car with myself.
So you're
Why would I tell
saying
you I'm in
that
the
your
car with
wife
other
should be
females?
trusting you is what you're saying.
Exactly, because
Miss-
I'm telling you I'm in the car with a female. I'm telling you that everything that's going on inside of the car.
Here's my question. Why didn't your female friend say, hey, Miss
I told her
Williams,
no.
how you doing?
Because I told her I'm on my phone on my bike, and she set it up.
That don't make sense. When back in the day, when I used to be that person, when I was in the car with a man or with a man and his woman called, I'd be quiet. So that's what that means.
Well, it takes one to know one. You
Okay.
know exactly what was
Okay.
going on, right?
Okay. He even got fired at work because they was at work drinking and another girl wanted to come in and be the friend too. But they ain't let her in because she talked too much. So they couldn't let her in the drinking crew.
That's not true.
She was in the drinking crew.
No, she was not.
They didn't let her in the drinking crew.
Was never in a drinking crew, never with my friend, never with anything.
Well, what happened with the young lady?
It was an older lady. She was in her 50s. And she kept cussing me out.
Watch yourself.
Okay.
Talk about older ladies now.
I'm just saying. She was older than me.
Okay, fair.
She was older. I didn't want to say old. She was older than me. And she kept cussing me out. She cussed me out like 5-6 times because she drank at work herself.
Okay, y'all in this drinking at work.
All right, yeah. I had some bad influence at my job. But she drank at work herself. And she got a real nasty mouth, and she wanted me to get her, because I was a material handler. So I brought everybody this stuff to the lines that they needed, except for her, because she had her own little thing. But she wanted me to do her job too. So when I didn't do her job, she had cussed me out. And I let it go because I'm respectful of my elders. But when she cussed me out that time,
He was drunk.
Give me a minute, Mrs. Williams. Go ahead, Mr. Williams.
when she cussed me out that time, I had a little bit too much liquor in my system. And I went off on her. And then once I went off on her and I called her out of her name, they fired me.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
And you do realize that had you, because I'm going to harken back to our early conversation when you told me you were, if an alcoholic, you were a functioning alcoholic. Remember you used that phrase to me.
Yes, ma'am.
If in fact you were a functioning alcoholic, you would have known to be able to keep your temper in place so that you did not jeopardize your bag and your family when a lady speaks to you out of her head. That's what you would have known, because you would have kept your cool. But the alcohol removed those barriers, those control features, that fence that makes you know I'm at work and I better not show my behind. That's what the alcohol can do. It can remove those safeguards and make you have no inhibitions, and you just be out here wilding, and that can cost you your job, which is exactly what occurred in that situation.
Is that the case? Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So that might mean that pulling back on some of the drinking would be a good thing, because it impacts on your job, and that then impacts on your family. And if it impacts on your family, then y'all are in trouble. Am I making some sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mrs. Williams, is this a conversation that you all have had in the past?
We done had so many conversations in the past, and another time we go.
Somebody that drink themselves, as much as me can't tell me how to stop drinking.
So you're suggesting that Mrs. Williams drinks to the same level that you do
Yes, ma'am.
at work?
No, not. I'm a bus driver. I can't drink at work.
We're glad to hear.
That'd be all bad. No, I don't drink at work. But I'm gonna tell you another time. His job having a little Christmas party, and he like, well, come on and get dressed. I want you to go to the bar with me and my coworkers. So I'm standing at the bar. I let my husband be him. I let him go mix and mingle with his coworkers. I'm sitting at the bar. So the one girl like, hey, they call my husband Black. They like, hey, Black, come over here, buy a bottle. I said, excuse me, we don't buy bottles at the bar. He'll buy you a drink. Because once again, I'm friendly like that. My husband see you at the bar, he can buy you a drink and, whatever. She like, you gonna buy a bottle? So he look at me, I look at him. I'm like, oh no, you not buying no bottle. Of course he ready to go because I done went off on him at the bar. But we don't have money like that to buy no.
Your Honor, that's false. She's telling
So
half of the story.
So she's not telling me the full story.
I'm not telling you the full story.
Okay.
Okay, when we went to the bar, we went to the bar and one of her friends had came up and she had asked me, can I go half on her and with the bottle? I said no.
We don't go half
not
either.
Be there for that long. We was only there. We only came to do a
Drive-by.
Drive-by, yeah, drive-by, because we was going to other clubs.
Not that the judge knows anything about doing a drive-by to the bar. I just want to be very clear that is not the. I've just taken judicial notice of the fact that that's what it is.
Drive-by. So, and when she asked me that, I told her no, and then she got mad because she asked me that. Only reason why they asked me that because I was the snack man at my job. I sold chips, pop, juice, candy, water.
There's no reason on how much money my husband make
So
with another woman. Don't worry about him.
Owe me to
I
ask
don't
me.
care about that. You don't buy bottles at the bar.
Mrs. Williams is trying to say that there should have been some boundaries in place so that another woman didn't feel comfortable enough to ask you, a married man, to purchase her a bottle of alcohol in a public place. I think that is what Mrs. Williams is trying to explain, that it made her
It wasn't
uncomfortable.
saying purchase it for her. It was purchase for the group. We was
Okay.
buying it for the group that we
I
had
don't
with.
care if it was for the economy. We not buying bottles at the bar. We don't have it like that to buy bottles at the bar.
I'm going to ask for one break for just 1 minute because I see that Mr. Williams, your microphone has been displaced and we want to fix it for you.
Okay.
So give us 1 minute and we'll be right back.
Okay.
This is how the sausage is made. And we're back. Mr. Williams, I think what your wife is, the point that she's trying to make is that as a family that has two people working, y'all need all the money that you have, and then you all should make those kinds of decisions together. I'm sure that's what she's trying to tell you. However, Mrs. Williams, I do have to be on Mr. Williams' side when it comes to how you handle a situation like that.
I agree.
You
I
can't
agree.
go off in public.
I agree. But one thing again, my husband should know me. He should know what type of energy I'm bringing at all times. I could be quiet. You could put me in a room with any kind of people and I will adapt.
She don't know how to control her mouth, Your Honor.
I don't sometimes because I will go off. I will.
Why?
I don't know. I probably get it from my mama.
Well, excuse me, don't blame that on that queen just because you don't know how to control your mouth. Listen, you're a married woman with children.
Right.
And you don't want them to think that the way to express anger or displeasure or frustration is to go off on people, especially in public.
Right.
You also don't want them to see that the way you talk to their father or a significant other in your life is in a disrespectful way, because your girls will think that's the way they can speak to people, and your boys will think that's the kind of woman that some women are. Do you see what I mean?
I absolutely agree.
Her to tell her, like, I'm not a child, I'm your husband. Treat me like your husband. She don't know the difference.
But I also want to take both of you to task. Or y'all don't know how to talk to each other.
We don't.
And we come back to communication. We started there, and it seems like we're there again. You started to think that he was cheating. How did you go from this is the man sucking on my toes to thinking that you can't trust him in that regard?
So you know how people switch up. So I'm noticing, like, when I come home, Carrie's still in the basement. When I come home, acknowledge me. Hey, wife, how are you today? How was your day at work? He's not doing none of that. So I'm knowing his attention is going somewhere else. I'm noticing he not paying me no attention. But another time, here we go again, another time. My house a little ghetto, but when you turn on the dryer, I like heat. So you have to put on I sleep with the heater on all day. So I'm sleep with the heater on and the power go out. So I'm calling him like, Carrie, because this is the way me and my husband communicate. We text all day. So I'm texting him like, come upstairs, bring me some water, bring some paper towel, bring some tissue. This is the way me and my husband communicate. So I'm like, Carrie.
In the same house?
In the same house. So I'm like, Carrie, the power went out upstairs. He ain't down there. So you know what he did? Snuck out the house, out the basement, out the back door, and he at the liquor store. So I go downstairs to flip the switch by myself. I didn't take my phone, so I grabbed his phone in the basement. Soon as I open up the phone, it's some text message on his phone like, oh, I want to suck your toes. You know how I like it. My wife at work. I'm gonna come over there in the morning. What is you doing? What is you doing? And I submitted all the evidence to the court today.
Mr. Williams, let me see what she's talking about. Lord have mercy. Ooh, Father. Let's see. Hey, with a nice hand, your wife around, so that's the hoochie. I can tell you that right now. No, she at work. What's up? Do you want to suck my toes? You know I love that with them sexy toes. Do you work tonight? If not, come to my house. Is there more? Let me see. I got, make sure you bring a drink. You know how I am when I get drunk. Oh, yeah, we do. Love you, Daddy. See you at 2. Don't be late. You still gonna give me the $40. So not only is she a hoe, she a cheap hoe. Okay. Yes, see you at 2. And you love to see you at 2.
And I'm just wondering.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I do, but I can leave early. But I gotta be gone by 7 for my wife won't know. So I'll be there by 2 a.m. You can put them toes in my mouth and I will with them to, you know, I love that. Absolutely. You know, I got, make sure you bring a drink. You know how I am when I'm drunk.
Now I don't understand that because
I understand everything.
I don't understand that because I be ready. I'm ready for whatever with my husband. I'm ready, and I don't understand how he can text somebody this. He don't even text me that. He don't text me good morning, you look beautiful. He don't text me none of that. He don't text me have a good day, be safe, don't die on the road, none of that.
Mr. Williams, tag you're it, sir.
I didn't know she had any of that, Your Honor. But
yeah, that's how it happened.
But yeah, she did
play silly games, win silly prizes.
But I didn't do anything. I didn't go over there at 2 o'clock. I didn't leave work early or none of that.
I was supposed to believe that.
I was just, because she never texted me nothing like that before. We used to just regular text about what we doing, hanging out. You want to smoke? Come outside to the car. You want to drink? Come outside to the car.
This woman clearly had been in a texting relationship with you because she said on 2 occasions that I read, you know how I get when I'm drunk. Make sure you bring a drink. Oh, and don't forget that $40.
$40.
I mean, I pay attention, Mr. Williams, on purpose.
The $40 was me paying her back the $40 she let me borrow. And
my husband made good money. I don't understand why he need to borrow any money from anybody.
Because they be trying to get him to buy bottles, so you didn't need
my husband made good money. My husband made good money. He made good money. I don't even have to pay a bill in the house. All the bills I got, I make by myself because I got older kids and my kids like stuff. So I don't even understand why my husband don't have no money.
I would like to know what this is about. Mrs. Williams, please don't say anything. Mr. Williams, defend yourself because that's just inappropriate.
Yes, but it was something that she never texted me that before like that.
Who, this lady?
Yes, ma'am. Never, like, once she moved to Vegas, she never texted me that before. Like, she had texted me that once she moved to Vegas. So I'm like, maybe she missed me or something and she want me to, I don't know.
But Mr. Williams, you're a married man.
After I stepped outside my boundaries, ma'am. I said that.
And your wife has every right to be mad about that. And you understand that.
Yeah, but that's from her disrespect and not respecting me and not showing me any.
That's not even an excuse. You should talk to me and tell me that.
That's why I encouraged it. That's why I what's the word I'm trying to say? Embraced it.
You drink in the car with that lady. He smokes in the car with that lady. Come on now.
Is this the same coworker?
I guess.
But we never did nothing. He never talked like.
He probably stuck her toes while they on lunch break. I don't know.
So, Mr. Williams, you do realize that not only is that a violation to be having a digital affair, if you will. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and not say that it was anything other than a digital affair, but you know that's an emotional connection to another woman when you're married to this woman. You also know that the way you got her was with that whole toe-sucking line and that behavior. So you know it's a trigger for her. So for you to share something so intimate with another woman that your wife now sees in front of her when she has said to you that your intimate life is less than what she had expected and what she had gotten used to, she has every reason to believe that you have stepped outside of a marriage and that she can no longer trust you. Am I correct, Mrs. Williams?
Yes. That's
why we're here, Mr. Williams. I was trying to figure out why, in terms of the lack of communication, it had led to divorce court, and now at least I understand.
I understand where you're coming from, but yeah. I'm just thinking like the disrespect and all the back talking and not listening to what I gotta say and not doing anything that I tell you to do, but led me up to flirting back.
So here's my question: what was the break in the relationship? Why did you all stop communicating? Why did you all stop speaking to each other in loving words?
So the reason why I stopped, because like when I be like, oh Carrie, let's go here, or let's do this, let's do that. So I work mornings, Carrie work midnights. So he would take off if I want to go, if we want to go out together. So when I get home and I get dressed and I'm ready to go out, he already drunk. So what's the point of going out with him if he already drunk? He up here, I'm down here. We need to be some kind of level. Let's get drunk together. Wait till I get home so we can start drinking together. How you passed out at the party, and all my family, every time we come around, they got pictures of my husband with his mouth open. He's sleeping in the corner somewhere. Like, that's just crazy.
So you all have just stopped communicating as a couple. You have stopped your intimate connection as a couple. And you don't trust your husband and you feel disrespected by your wife. Am I correct? Have I summarized where we are?
And we don't even have sex. We only had sex 2 times this year.
So
That's a lot.
y'all, the connection has been broken between the two of you.
Broken.
Is there any way to repair it?
If this test come back right, then maybe we could. But I always tell Carrie, let's talk. What's going on? What's wrong? Let's do this. Let's do that.
And I always tell you, it's your tone, how you talk.
I understand that, but I tried because I feel like he don't give no effort. So after he give no effort, I'm going off.
And we have already determined that going off is not going to get
It's
you
not
what
the
you
key,
want.
but I'm just saying my husband should know me better than anybody.
I gotta get out every month.
Okay, so Mr. Williams, Mrs. Williams, again, the breakdown in communication. I keep going back to the same thing. Y'all speak to each other in such ugly terms. I wouldn't want to be bothered with now one of you. I'm gonna be honest with you. You couldn't be in my house talking to me like that because you got one time to talk crazy out your neck to me, because then that's it. Okay, I respect myself enough to say, no, 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 no. My daddy has never spoken to my mama like that. And I'm not gonna have no man speak to me like that, period. That's it. And my mother did not call my father out of his name, period. There was no cussing going on back and forth like that. I wasn't raised to be like that. And why are y'all raising your children to be like that?
I do not want to be this way, but I get frustrated because I ask my husband to do something, or I be like, let's do this, let's do that. He don't. Like, you don't even want to know he paid for me and my kids for a cruise, and guess who wasn't on the cruise?
Tell her why. Tell her why.
Because you didn't follow directions. You missed.
Her son's birthday is 1 day apart.
I did mess up the birthday part. I did.
21.
But he took too long getting back to the airport.
So when I went to the airport, they telling me I got to pay an extra $200 to get on the plane. I don't want to go. I ain't got no money like that. Pay extra $200 to pay for another ticket. You messed up my flight. You should have gave my money back.
I did do that. I don't got
y'all cannot find any common ground whatsoever. It's so interesting. But you came in here and you asked me for, quote, investigative services. Now, I don't understand. You can't just ask your husband what he been doing, because I see this evidence. I didn't need to investigate a doggone thing. Is there anything else I was supposed to be aware of, Mr. Williams, or are you just telling me you stepped out this one time?
No, ma'am. That's why I took the polygraph, if I can prove to her.
And not only did you take a polygraph examination, but you submitted your phone for data recovery. Mrs. Williams, you don't believe him?
No. That don't even make sense. Whatever.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wanted to get to the bottom of it. So you petitioned this court, and I decided to bring in my full investigative team for you. It has never been done before that I brought them both in at the same time. So when we come back, you will meet both of my experts. Stay right there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, in 3, 2.
And we are back. It is rare that this court spends the resources for a full investigative team, but this marriage is teetering on the edge. And if we can at least put some of these suspicions to rest, we'll see if there's anywhere to grow from there. So we actually called in 2 experts. Will you please ask my experts to join us, Corey?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Will you please introduce yourself to the court, Mr. Rowland?
Of course. My name is Nick Rowland. I am the agency manager for Complete Investigations. We are a private investigative and security agency that's been located and based here in Georgia for the last 13 years. We work 1,000 to 2,000 criminal, domestic, and fraud cases every year.
And so you are my forensic investigator.
Correct.
And Mr. Yarbrough, will you introduce yourself to the court?
Certainly. My name is John Yarbrough. I'm a certified polygraph examiner, and I've conducted hundreds of polygraphs for various law enforcement agencies around the state, and I also perform professional and private polygraphs.
And you have been qualified by this court on numerous occasions to serve as our expert for polygraph examinations. I, of course, find you, Mr. Rowland, qualified. You and your office has also conducted forensic analysis for our office, our courtroom here.
Yes.
On numerous occasions. And so we want to say thank you and find you qualified as a expert today also. Investigator Rowland, I'd like to start with you. Mrs. Williams had 3 areas of concern that the court outlined for you. Am I correct?
Yes.
So let's go one by one. Mrs. Williams was concerned that Mr. Williams has been texting more than one woman sexual requests regarding their feet, this whole toe sucking situation. Am I correct?
Yes. So
What were your findings in that regard?
our investigation revealed that Mr. Williams has been communicating with several women about their feet.
That's crazy.
Ooh,
You know what you do, Carrie. I don't even know why you even brought me here to even play these games. You know you texting somebody, everybody. It don't even make sense.
you just went through my phone. I ain't even see no text messages in my
No, I wasn't looking through your
So
phone.
I'm going to ask Investigator Rowland, if you say you did find evidence, the court would like to know, did you find actual documentary evidence to support your findings?
So during our investigation, we were able to retrieve several sets of foot photos with sexual requests from several different women from the
That's
defendant's
crazy. Now he buying porn.
And I believe we have some examples. As
May I
well.
see the
Now he buying feet.
Oh. So this was in the phone.
And she looked like she got a tether on her leg wrapped up.
Okay, so this looks like you have been getting, shall we say, your foot fetish off on your phone. Okay. Any additional findings that I need to see in this regard?
In that regard, no.
Okay. Mr. Williams, I'm sorry. Suspicion number 2, Mrs. Williams was concerned that Mr. Williams and his coworker were more than just friends and drinking buddies.
Yep.
That was also one of her suspicions. What were your findings?
So while we were investigating Mr. Williams' phone, we found that this month he has messaged multiple times with a specific phone number. And if the messages from this person are his coworker, then they are definitely more than just friends.
This month, and today's date is what?
Okay, so we talking just in the past 3 weeks.
Yes.
Did you find any evidence to support those findings?
What we did find is there are multiple photos of different women, and we are hoping that the plaintiff will be able to recognize the women from these photos.
I would like to see.
And I actually have the unedited versions right here as well.
We need. May I have the evidence, please, Corey?
It's crazy. So
What
embarrassing.
are you talking?
Who is that, Carrie, with that red dress on?
The
Who is that? Oh, okay.
That was it.
Okay.
I told you sometime my cousin used my phone.
No, ain't no. Come on now.
Will you please give this to the plaintiff and
You know,
tell
I
me?
take my
is
cousin
this
to
a
work every
coworker?
day.
I don't care
We
about
drive
you
to work
taking
every
him.
day back
Who-
and forth.
Carrie.
So I don't know nothing about that.
Boost Mobile got $25 plans. If he got a
Man.
good job like you,
Is this the
He-
court?
Is that the coworker?
yep, that's her.
Okay,
That's you.
I don't know nothing about
Mr. Rowland,
Is it time to get the papers?
just I would like to get the rest of my
All these
answers.
the same?
That's the little kid. That's my little cousin.
All right.
She a kid.
We got 3 different photos here.
Yeah, this the same person.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the coworker that we're talking about.
Yep.
Mr. Rowland, I want to be very clear. The photograph of this person accompanied messages that were sexual in nature?
Yes,
And you're sure of that?
absolutely.
Mr. Rowland, in your investigation, there were a third suspicion. Please go back to the witness stand. I want to know in general, were there any additional findings?
Yes, there were. We found a large amount of sexually explicit photos from apps and also a number of women going as far back as 2022 through and as recently as this year.
That's
were-
when we got married in 2022. Ain't that's when we got married? So you weren't ready to get married. You told me you wanted to be married. You told me you wanted this. I was okay with being with my 3 kids at home by myself. And you doing all this for what?
I think there was more information.
There were. There were hundreds of sexually explicit photos and videos on his phone. We stopped looking after roughly 300.
That don't even make sense.
Nah, hell, I don't know what he's talking about.
Fix it, Jesus.
I don't know
I'm
what-
telling you. Because only the Lord himself can fix this. This don't even make no kind of sense.
The polygraph will prove that I'm telling the truth.
Excuse me.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Even stand up in court and tell them a polygraph will fix this. This don't even make no
Actual
sense.
evidence of what you're talking about, Investigator Rowland?
Many of these are far too explicit to show, so I have the unedited photos here.
I'm
leave the-
somebody. I'm embarrassed.
Yes.
I'm somebody. I'm
No,
embarrassed.
you don't need to be embarrassed. You didn't have any of this on your phone.
See, they do
Lord
discovery.
Jesus.
He won't know how to-
This was actually on the defendant's phone.
Yes.
Honestly, I can't even give this to the plaintiff. Give this to the defendant.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is crazy. It's crazy.
Mr. Williams, this was on your phone. Did you think if you just hit delete, it would go away? It's in the cloud forever.
I want to see him. I need to see him. I got to see him too, because I just need to know.
Mr. Williams, this was on your phone.
And then he looking like he don't know it's his phone. He looking like he don't know it's his phone. You need to go.
I don't.
You need to go be with them. Can I see the pictures? I need to see them.
Hand her the pictures.
Yes, Your Honor.
You will never be able to unsee them. I'm letting you know. Because I'm not able to unsee them. And that's
I don't
my
even
husband.
know who that is in my phone.
That was on your phone.
I don't know who it is, Your Honor. I promise you. I tell you, my cousin uses my phone all the time. So I don't know. Maybe he got a message and deleted it, and I didn't know about it. I don't.
Investigator Rowland, I want to be clear. Did you use the word hundreds?
Yes, absolutely.
Did you say videos and photographs?
Both.
So unless the cousin had the phone in 2022 up through and including this year,
Exactly.
Mr. Williams, you need to be shamed. Thank you very much. May I have the documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Investigator Rowland, thank you so very much for your investigation and your information. Mrs. Williams, I had my second expert. Shall we go on?
What for? What for? What for?
Because I spent the money of my court. Okay, and my court staff.
You
put a
you
whole
might be
lot of
right.
effort.
Okay, I need the results. Let me
Yeah,
see.
because no, honestly, I need the results also because I don't like people to look me in the face and tell me something other than what my own eyes can tell me. Mr. Yarbrough. Whew, I'm scared to even ask you these
You
questions.
don't even.
Mr. Yarbrough, I thank you again for joining us here at Divorce Court, and clearly based on your extensive experience, that's why I called you in. I wanted you to put 3 questions to the defendant. Am I correct, sir?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Sir, we asked Mr. Williams, did you have any sexual contact with that woman your wife caught you texting about meeting up and sucking her toes? That was the text message that I put up there.
That is correct, Your Honor.
What Was Mr. Williams' answer?
He answered no.
What did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination revealed he was being truthful to that answer.
The toe-sucking lady?
Oh, good
Get it
job.
clear.
One question? One question? Wow.
Right. Them was just
Wow.
pictures. Them was just pictures that.
No.
Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Mr. Williams a second question. Have you had any sexual contact with that female co-worker you were drinking with in your car?
That is correct, Your Honor.
What was Mr. Williams' answer?
He answered no.
What did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results revealed there was deception indicated to that question.
It's
So the
over.
co-worker
It's
is
over.
more than
It's over.
co-worker.
No. You're
There was a third question. Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Mr. Williams, have you had sexual contact with any woman other than your wife that she does not know about?
Well, Your Honor, we had to modify that question during the pretest.
Excuse me, did I ask an imperfect question?
No, ma'am, you did not.
Then you had to modify my question to what?
Well, when I asked that question during the pretest interview, he did acknowledge there was one time that he knew about that he was unaware that his wife was aware that it happened.
What? I don't understand what he just said.
So did you modify the question?
So I modified the question to read, other than the one time you told me about today, have you had sexual contact with anyone else that your wife is not aware of?
And what was Mr. Williams' answer?
His answer was no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination revealed there was deception to that question as well.
I don't got time for this. I'm done. I'm done with this. All this. I can't take it. I'm not about to do this. I'm too good for this. I don't got time for him. So he can go ahead. I hope he picks somebody better to mess with, but I'm not going to take this.
Would you like me to serve the paper?
Please do.
May I have the documents, please? And I'd like to say, Investigator Rowland and Mr. Yarbrough, I thank you so very much. Again, I don't call in both of you at the same time for many couples, but I wanted to get all the answers, and I certainly do appreciate the fact that you provided them with me today.
You broke
Thank
my
you so
heart.
very much.
You wanted all this. You told me you wanted to
Thank you.
marry me. I could have been, go suck somebody else's toast. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not,
Will you please serve the papers, Corey?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not even gonna ask you, do you want me to serve them? Because I'm gonna serve them papers.
You've been served.
Sign the papers. What
I'm
you
not
looking
signing
at?
these papers, girl.
Carrie, you bet. Okay, don't worry about it. Voluntary.
Mrs. Williams, let me tell you something. I can provide you with a transcript of these proceedings. I can guarantee you any civil court you go into, they will move forward in this divorce
Okay.
because you have all the evidence. And in most states, it is a non-contest situation. But if you want to know what irreconcilable differences look like, Exhibit A. This case is done.
And what step?
Fucking feet hurt.
No, it just gotta happen real quick because we gotta, sorry about that.
Divorce Court Live. That was something. I gotta say, it was a lot of stuff I haven't seen before in that one. And we had the full team here to see all that and prove just what he was doing. But I want to ask you guys at home to scan the QR code on your screen right now and submit your story. The judge is in her chambers and she'll be reading it, so get it in. But let's talk a little bit about that case. It was a lot of toe sucking, a lot of pictures that I can't unsee. I can't really sit here and describe it to you, but it was bad. It was bad, bad, bad. I don't know if some of you saw it over my shoulder. Yeah, it was a lot of bad. So there's no coming back from that. You know, at that, and she had the investigative team here. That's just a double crackdown on everything that he was doing. His phone, everything. Also, he failed the polygraph test. But anyway, we got Judge Starr coming back right now. So let's give her a hand and welcome Judge Starr back, y'all.
Lord.
That was a lot.
Y'all, I don't even know what to say. I honestly do not know what to say. Thank you very much for being here with me today. Thank you to my virtual jury. Y'all have no idea what I just saw. I need sage. Kelsey, I need you to come out here and sprinkle me with some sage in order to cleanse me, cleanse my spirit, cleanse my eyes, take this demonic stuff from out of my face. It was a mess. I cannot even begin to tell you how explicit those photographs were.
Your Honor, I'm shocked you didn't spin around that chair 3 times when you saw.
No, B, honestly, I thought pea soup was going to come out the side of my head like The Exorcist. I just can't imagine that anyone would, one, have that stuff in their phone, and two, turn it over for me to see it. I mean, I am sincerely, I get shocked. I rarely am shocked. I don't think you've seen me this shocked in a long time.
No, not in a while.
Because ooh, Lord have mercy. Fix it, Jesus. I don't even know. I have never seen anything like that. Why would anybody put their family through that level of humiliation? But I tell you what, she doesn't need to be humiliated. He is the one that should be humiliated because that behavior is just totally unacceptable. Thank you all for joining me. I'm sorry I went into that total Judge Star mode, and I'm glad to have my in-studio jury as well as my virtual jury. But this is live. And for those of you who don't know, divorce courts litigants are real people. These are not actors. And these are not scripts. These are people whose lives are impacted on. This jury in here, my audience in studio has heard this is our 8th case today. And there have been ups and downs and sideways and folk who are dealing with some serious issues. And I'm not sure when you came here, you realize how real it gets. But right here, you just saw real. You 100% saw real. So I'm going to take some questions from my virtual audience, as I like to do. Let me call someone out. Belinda Brooks. Belinda said, Judge Starr, I think both of them need counseling because of communication and alcohol problems. The both of them need help. What do you think? Let me tell you something. He needs help with his alcohol, but he also needs help with lying, okay? And she needs help with her anger problems, but she also needs help with communication. And they both don't need to be together because this is the most dysfunctional, toxic relationship that I have seen in a long time. And they are raising children in the midst of a hot ghetto mess. That's what I think, okay? Don't ask me if you don't want to know. Oh, Lord. Your partner's into something real specific, and you're really not. How do you handle different interests in the bedroom? Okay, Miss Kira H., why don't you just put it out there straight? So one partner is into a little kink and the other one is not. That's why you need to spend some time getting to know each other before you decide you want to be in a full-blown relationship. I just have this theory that in relationships, the first 18 months, you're not dating the person, you're dating their agent, okay? Because they put their best foot forward during that time period. And then, you know, at the end of those 18 months, you start to really see who that person is going to be for the long term. And if, in fact, you find that you are not communication compatible, trust compatible, character compatible, or intimacy compatible, those might be deal breakers on why you might not want to get into a long-term relationship. People just don't want to admit that if it's a deal breaker for them, just say it's a deal breaker. And it's okay. My needs have changed. I don't want that anymore. You're allowed to say that doesn't work. And don't be afraid of being alone. That's a real problem that we are facing here in divorce court. You're so afraid of being alone. Get comfortable with yourself so that you can bring your whole self to a relationship. Don't you all agree?
Yep.
I'll take one more from the virtual audience. Marsha. This is from Marsha. If your partner has a drinking problem, how do you help them when you think you may have a problem yourself? What a very good question, Marsha. How about the two of you go to a meeting together? How about you go to Alcoholics Anonymous, which you can go to in pretty much any city, And even if you don't say anything the first 2 meetings, you sit and you listen. And you start to think about what it is that you want for yourself, your partner, your family, and then make a decision to change. But the only way you're going to take a step towards dealing with it is to take a step towards dealing with it.
Yeah.
And I guess I get really sensitive to this issue because if you're going to be a partner with somebody, be a partner with them. And your partner is there to have your back in the good times and in the bad times. And this family right here that we just saw, they're going to be in the middle of some bad times for a long time to come. I don't know if she's ever going to be able to unsee some of those images. I know that it's going to be hard for me. It's hard to put that genie back in the bottle. Would you agree, Corey?
100%.
Right. Uh-huh. Well, that took a lot out of me. Would you all like to ask some questions, Corey?
All right.
Yeah.
We got some questions.
Oh, you do? We have a gentleman right here.
First one right over here. Let me get the mic to you, sir.
All right.
There you go.
Do you think that he honestly expected the truth wouldn't come out from this, or was he just in denial,
No.
ready for the agony of defeat?
No, to be honest with you, everybody thinks, and Corey, you can have the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thinks they can beat the box. Okay, everybody thinks you can beat the box. Deception will be noted if you are a deceptive person. That's number one. Number two, nothing ever is deleted. Okay, nothing is deleted. Everything is in the cloud. And if in fact it was on your phone, you can go get a whole nother phone. But once you give somebody access to what your account was, they can go and recover it from the cloud. So you think you can beat the box and you think you have deleted all the bad stuff. He didn't even do a good job with that. There were hundreds of videos. And I cannot begin to tell you that the pictures that I saw were such that if any of those women he met up with, it was some nasty stuff going on. It was very foul, very, very foul. So they come in here thinking that they can beat the box. They can't. And most times they end up telling on themselves and blaming it on this nameless cousin. Okay.
We've heard
'Cause
that one before, too.
I know, wait, and the cousin's wife is at home right now looking at him saying, excuse me? Yeah, right, exactly, because I don't know who the cousin is, but trust me, the cousin's wife know exactly who he is. All right, we have any more questions?
Another question. Anybody over here?
Yay.
Here we go. Can you pass this down to her real quick? Thank you.
Hi.
Judge Starr, why do you think she stayed with him for so long, even though she found out some information beforehand? Why did she still stay? What do you think?
Lonely, desperation, and comfortableness. And my juror down front, juror number 4, just said money. Because I called it comfortableness, because the first thing that I heard that made some sense to me was she don't pay a bill, and he knows she doesn't pay a bill. So I can treat you any kind of way because now I control the finances in this house. That is why having your own independence is so important for a man or a woman in any relationship. You don't have to be equal, but there needs to be equity in your home so that you are contributing something to the household financially, emotionally, physically. Every part of it is what the partnership is. And I heard somebody say the other day, marriage is rarely 50-50. It might be 80-20 one day, it could be 70-30, be 51-49. It might actually be 99-1, depending on what's going on in that marriage at any given time, but then it should shift. It should all kind of equal out in the wash at some point if you are committed to that partnership, if you're committed to that marriage. And so I tend to think that she got into a comfortable state and she started ignoring what her gut already had told her. And it was only when she was forced to look at it in front of other people that she acknowledged that she had been a doormat. And you can't be a doormat unless you lay down on the floor and let somebody walk on you. So I'm hoping that she gets up off that floor, if you know what I mean. I can take one more.
Let's get somebody over here.
Okay.
All right. Can you pass this down to her in the pink? Thank you.
Judge Starr, as a psychologist, listening to them talk about the drinking and the foot fetish,
Well, I should have had you as an expert today.
one thing that was coming to mind was not only the addiction to the alcohol, but the addiction, possibly a sexual addiction. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Actually, I think you're probably right. An addiction is an addictive personality. You know this better than I would. And it manifests itself in certain ways. He's masking something. He's self-medicating. And the alcohol is a self-medication as well as the pornography and or the text messages. He also told us, if we listen, he was looking for attention outside of the marriage because he did not feel like his needs were being fulfilled by his wife. He feels like because he does so much in terms of the financial support, that she needs to be a little more respectful, be a little more quiet, not be as demanding. And when he doesn't get that from his wife, he's going to get it from elsewhere. And that's all feeding into that addictive personality. So the alcohol is a symptom. The pornography is a symptom. The sex texting and videotapes of other women in inappropriate situations, that's the symptoms. The sickness is that they no longer love each other, trust each other, and want to be married to each other, and nobody wants to just simply say, my needs have changed. That's where we are. I hope they get the help that they deserve. Thank you all so very much. Thank you for being with me today. I certainly appreciate it. I hope you'll come back. And y'all, come in from being a virtual jury. Come down and visit us in Atlanta when we're taping. We look forward to bringing you more Divorce Court for many years to come. Thank you again.